mid matchup is going to be the one to watch out, because I've seen, you know, when Thompson played it so much, he would actually destroy the Kunkka. Like, absolutely destroy him. So we'll see how Paparazzi is able to do, because he's had a couple struggles, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's a bit interesting, because the Tombstone looks like kind of an issue. But then also the egg maybe on the... I'm a little bit torn on this one.
I mean, yeah, it's the interesting thing. It could go, oh my god. Oh, that's not where the ward is, buddies.
See?
Look how fun.
Well,
comes out after they see that they drop down that sentry over there. Huh, interesting. IG boy. Dude, JT.
JT, look at him, I love it.
He's just...
He's gonna get Emo's like, don't you dare say boy. Good luck, good luck. Alrighty. Okay, man, I'm trying to look back and forth. Just interesting, because it's very different style drafts from what I kind of expected, actually, from both sides. So, yeah, let's see how they're going to be able to do. They throw this Death Prophet in the off lane, because they're playing versus the Undying, so they wanted to have this kind of range matchup that we've seen. Not a strength hero to get punished all the time from the Undying. But Emo should be able to get some good farm down here on the Drow, so should be able to protect. Yeah, I don't know, I'm torn. Torn on the drafts for sure.
Very interesting setup that I think also could come out right here, because I'm pretty sure that Xtreme saw both of the wards that were placed down. Not 100% on that, as Dust is already going to start learning how to count up to 4. Paparazzi showing him the way and zoning him completely off of the wave.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have a crazy amount of denies likely on the Monkey King. Every time you get the Jingu, you just use it to get those power denies, and you just hit him every time too. It's just not easy. It's really one of the most difficult lanes, probably the most, if not for a Kunkka. So we'll see how it ends up going there. Paparazzi's going to, he's going to own this mid matchup. So that's probably the big thing that I'm looking at, and I'm maybe looking at perhaps some damage issues for the CK on the side of IG. Unless they get the initial Doom on him and Phoenix is taken care of, I think this CK is just going to kind of reign supreme. So I guess in that case, I would kind of side for the side of XG.
Oh, you're saying that you're going to have damage issues dealing with the CK?
Yes.
I thought you meant that he was going to have damage issues.
No, I'm dealing with the CK, because like I'm looking and it's like, yeah, they have a boat. If the Kunkka has a pretty good game, which it looks like it's going to be pretty slow start, of course, for him, then maybe they do. And if they can keep the Drow alive, but they have ways to get on Drow with Monkey King and Tiny eventually, so.
Dude, what is happening out here? They've just pulled the wave completely to the side. QYQX lane against PYW in the jungle. Jungling is back, everybody. They've made it work. Will maybe not quite get that denied there. So whole wave is going to follow behind PYW. Needs to be careful, though, because he's getting dropped down somewhat low. Does have some mangoes.
He's going to drop a tombstone for him. He's just going to
PYW immediately tries to get out of there and will be able to escape.
Does mean they lose the creeps, though. 2 of them will be easily denied.
Dude, that zombie's coming for him, though. Look out. It's coming a
cool
long
Wait, I don't
way.
have that cosmetic. That's a cool one.
I think that's like the $10,000 tombstone or something.
Oh, okay. That could be why.
And yeah, Dust already forced to bring on out that bottle after the first rune. Going to get sent out. So yeah, it's not great for him. And in fact, Dust, he might be too far forward here. Paparazzi gets a ton of damage out early.
I mean, he's got the Orb of Venom now, too. He's going to be 11 and 11 after this wave, likely. Yeah, this looks pretty disastrous. So it's for IG and top lane also.
DY gets first blood. We'll go down to Polison after, but Irving falling. Ghost, is he going to be okay?
He's got Wand.
It looks like he's fine. I mean, yeah, this is a catastrophe. The other big issue with that Kunkka matchup, right, is with Mischief, you always know when you can get a chance to proc it off right there. You can see Dust trying to play around it a little bit and get his positioning better, but particularly once he commits that boat, it shouldn't ever hit onto Paparazzi for the damage.
Yeah, I'm surprised he actually went for just straight bottle in this matchup. I've seen people usually just go like double bracer or either just rush boots versus it, but yeah, opt for just getting bottle and try to get rune control. So yeah, let's see how he's going to be able to
You can't play Dota like this.
One. No, I mean, he's just, now there's Orb of Venom on Paparazzi, so.
It's just not going to work. 16 and 12. Like, I don't know what they need to do to change this up. Like, bring another hero mid or something, because Dust is not going to have a game.
No, they're going to have to make rotations with Rubik for sure. Undying cannot leave bottom, otherwise you're going to see Emo start to really struggle. So, yeah, it's going to be eyes on Rubik to kind of make those rotations, and then it's just going to, I mean, Ghost is going to free farm anyway, so I think XG is going to come out very far ahead in these 2 lanes, and yeah, I think without Kunkka having a great start, I'm really worried about them being able to deal with Ghost.
Well, Ghost having a time up top, 15 and 3 for himself as we take a look at bottom here. JT playing on this Death Prophet. one of the heroes that they played the most consistently in the start of the beginning of the DPC. It's fallen off a little bit more recently, going for those other team fighters. But up top, Irving again in trouble. Ghost used that stun, brought down to very low HP, turning on a DY though with the pullback. Do they have enough to kill him off? They will.
Nicely done.
Much needed.
Yeah, underestimating the scorched earth damage. He commits in with the dive and does take a little bit too much there. But all 3 lanes, even bottom, that's actually, I thought they were going to have a little bit better time on the draw, but even bottom is starting to struggle quite a lot too. Seeing Emo get slowed down a lot.
JT right on top of QIQX, drops the zombie house, turns, punches, gets the kill, and TP's out. QIW thought about going in for it, and well, Avalanche misses Emo completely, but does at least draw this creep wave back over to the side. Does he manage to get out of here? Doesn't look like it. He's even dropping the tree.
Tried to block him with vision. Okay. Gets unlucky toss there, but I'm surprised JT TP'd all the way to base. I thought he would TP to tower, so it's going to take a little time to come back out there. And yeah, Emo now will be able to catch back up.
Paparazzi pulled back in. But yeah, there's nothing here.
28 and 18. Yeah, I mean, we knew what the matchup was going to look like. Just get so many denies that Jingu just being able to abuse it versus him is even a rotation now perhaps coming in. They're sending PYW to mid. So they're going to play around the 6-minute power rune. And it's almost a full level advantage now for Paparazzi as Dust maybe just dies too from a rotation and toss back.
Avalanche toss on to the Monkey King. Tries to dodge the torrent and will be able to step away from it. But gonna have to X and TP back home. Well, down bottom, things going a little bit better now for IG. They're forcing back JT. Does not have any help as they sent the rotation into mid. And well, QIQX turns, wants to battle. The TP is gonna come too late.
Nice
Paparazzi won't quite get brought down by Emo right there. Although, does he keep going for more? He might. Uh-oh,
Emo.
Might have voice line too early there, buddy. Boundless strike, a couple more punches. Emo. Oh, that one hurts.
That's phase boots, Orb of Venom, Wraith. I mean, Paparazzi, he is gonna take over this game pretty early. It feels like. They do get the nice kill though. At least they do get JT, and now, all right, they send JT to the mid lane to play versus Dust, and they're gonna leave the Monkey King bottom for the time being because of that rotation. Cool.
Yeah, that I mean, if you can send your offlaner to go 1v1 mid at what 6.5 minutes and things work out, that's pretty interesting as far as the way the game goes.
Yeah, this is a weak... JT is pretty squishy, though, and Dust is about to hit 6. JT could just die to the boat right now in mid.
Paparazzi also maybe taking some damage there, but does have Boundless Strike, heals back up to full, kills Emo a second time, and they will go in some damage into mid while QIQX dies there. JT dropping low to Dust. They have enough to kill him off, though, hiding behind some trees. Dust looking for the torrent, not going to connect. Ghost kills Paulson. It is all falling apart right now for IG. They are losing hero after hero. Irving does manage to get one kill. Does he get out of here in time? Looks like he will. Just barely make it back, and Dust also had to TP back home.
Good God. I mean, yeah, I think Paparazzi's just going to completely just crush the game almost by himself. He's just able to...
What a last pick monkey.
Yeah, he's able to go to any lane and pose kill threat. Emo, 18 last hits. All 3 cores kind of at the bottom here for the side of IG. And JT, so I was mentioning mid, there's a chance that he dies, but he just siphons 3 creeps when he gets gone on from the boat. Now if they can bring in the another hero, perhaps they can set on JT. He only has 1 siphon charge. And they do get the stun. Nice to play by Dust.
X is there, the silence comes out, so no Spirit Siphon for the moment. JT will get dropped. So they bring in 3 heroes, it takes 2 cores, but they manage to find that key kill.
They do get a haste rune as well too for Dust, so maybe he can look to make a rotation onto Ghost. Did have to use the boat though. There's Doom available, almost up. So Irving, he's getting close to it.
Ghost.
Who they find? Do they have enough damage?
They have them both there. Ghost wants to run, wants to hide.
Here comes Paparazzi.
And pops the ulti, turns now on Paulson, has him back with the Reality Rift, and Paparazzi hunting, chasing, finds Dust. Does have that haste to keep him alive. And that will be enough to make sure that this rotation doesn't bear fruit. And even with how much Paparazzi's moving around, 4,200 net worth. Like, he is still very much ahead of every other hero in this game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, the matchup is amazing, and his core matchups versus what he's playing against, yeah, it does feel like pretty much the perfect pick that they could have gone for. He's gonna have, yeah, very early Echo Saber, so gonna be able to stick onto these heroes even easier. And EHOME is just, yeah, off to one of the slower starts we've seen on this Drow. And some stacks being scouted. JT makes the move up for a second. And top again. Uh-oh, there's a 6 already on Phoenix.
And that is pulling back in onto the Doom. Paparazzi finds the Boundless Strike. Everybody stunned, dropping dead. Devastation, IG. Their hopes are getting dashed right here in this game number 2.
I mean, DY is 6 already. And he just finished up Urn, I believe, right before the fight, too. So 4 Urn charges for him to heal up his buddies on this rotation. They also have Exo. This game doesn't feel like it's going to last very long. Emo is going to have to do some crazy type of carrying, but his Kunkka is soon to be surpassed by the supports.
He's still looking for phase boots. Yeah, Dust has not had a chance to play Dota.
No.
I mean, this is what we talked about, though, right? Like, you see that beginning of that game, and it's just not going to work. They're going to doom the Tiny. PYW.
He's very tanky, though. He has a high HP pool.
Does he manage to get him?
Oh, my goodness.
Irving's right there, and, well, another count to 4, another death on the docket. Does Paparazzi try and deny his buddy? No. This is a fun thing to do in a game where you're winning pretty hard, but won't make that move. 4K gold lead at 10 minutes.
Devastation everywhere. As now Ghost, I like his itemization. Goes for Armlet this game. I think we talk about this a lot. You know, if you... Sometimes versus Doom, it can be a little bit of a double-edged sword, but playing versus Drow Ranger, this plus armor is always super effective. So I like that he's gone for it anyway. And like I said before, I think they're going to have really big damage issues to actually deal with him. And they first have to deal with Paparazzi somehow, who Echo Saber is now online at level 9 compared to level 7 Kunkka. Do have some stacks now, Dust. He's going to be able to work on these Ancients, but it's a 5K lead at the 11-minute mark.
And the items, like you're talking about, with that armlet, with the Echo Saber, with, you know, for Death Prophet trying to go into the mechanism, it's all built to fight right now.
Yep.
They're hitting their timings to completely take over this game. And, you know, we've seen this before where Dooms need to go in for a mech early to try and sort of counter that tempo. It means they're not really scaling into the late game in that same strong way that we see from Dooms.
No, definitely not. And I really, just feels like they're going to run into enormous damage issues, as we were saying before, and even more so once that mech is finished up. And JT, I think he's pretty much has it. So a couple more creeps finished up, and that is going to be that mech finished.
So active.
Oh, boy.
And Xtreme wanting to force this tiebreaker with EHOME. They want to play at the major. That's what they're playing for right now. If they can get this 2 or win in 3 games, they force a 2-way tiebreaker, one of those 2 teams going to the major.
They're all so, it's not even just the cores, right? Like we're mentioning. PYW now has almost the same net worth as Kunkka. Blink is 600 away.
And Irving down bottom is going to be found, going to be killed. That Lance of Pursuit. Way too much with the Orb of Venom, and pops the phase boots, gets in range, brings him down.
Oh boy.
JT did take some burn damage there.
Yeah, I think Fire Spirit's on the Rubik. He's got Siphon though, he'll heal up off this creep. And he's got the Ghost coming back in soon. Back to the spot in the trees maybe, or actually back to looking for a fight. Eggs down.
Find it immediately, and no more Fire Spirits for you.
And PYW secures the last hit, so after this tower, that's already going to be a blink on a support Tiny. I don't know how IG plays. They have no mid lane. They have no mid lane and no off laner now at this point. And their safe laner, it's a Drow Ranger who suffers versus these heroes who get on top of her.
Yeah, that's surpassing the Kunkka now. The Tiny and soon to be the Doom. Yeah, and Phoenix is also farmed, as we've talked about multiple times.
Yeah.
The game has completely gone off the rails. And for IG, I mean, this is the thing that's sort of been lurking the whole time. Is it's a team that's, you know, at moments looked kind of solid, but hasn't really been able to find that synergy together, hasn't been able to find good drafts, it feels like, at moments. 84% win probability now. We thought maybe after the break, the Chinese New Year coming back, they'd be able to find some new rhythm together, but, you know, in the first game back, they've had Storm Blink Dagger. It's been rough for IG.
Yeah, and there's the Blink reveal. They're probably like, oh my god, Tiny has Blink at 13.
Xtreme.
I don't like to call games at the 13-minute mark, but this one feels like there's almost no hope. IG somehow have to start hoping that XG just kind of dives. The thing is about XG's draft also is they can go Rosh really easy with CK, with DP, and they can just keep setting up for kills with the two supports who are unbelievably over-leveled and over-farmed. Almost a Vessel on DY also. So this Kunkka, this Doom, gonna feel incredibly squishy.
Irving trying to run away. And PYW finds him back behind the trees. XG have been so good with their moves, but will this be enough? The X marks the spots there too. JT wants to keep him alive, but this kill is the type of kill that they needed. The overextension, they needed them to dive. You said they needed them to dive, and that's how you play the game.
Nicely played from Irving, patiently hiding around the tree.
Never give up, never surrender.
Get punished for their over-aggression there. No laugh from JT there. Perfect Doom. Great positioning there from Irving.
Doom the top net worth hero, why not?
They need a couple more of those to be able to have some hope.
And look, he's almost into, you know, a Midas recipe.
Yep.
That's you know, at least going to give him some amount of scaling to turn him into what we imagine is normally a Doom. They're going to stack up some camps here now. But the deficit IG have built up, it's a rough one to try and come back from.
Yeah, it's mostly just the Kunkka, right? I mean, sure, you see the Drow having an okay time, Doom's catching back up, but how does Dust catch back up? They really need just a couple more of these overextensions to have a chance versus XG. XG? I think they'll not do that type of dive play again.
And maybe counting their chickens a little bit before they're hatched here on the side of XG. And showing also why they have been a bit of a mixed bag themselves, running into some issues. Still one of the top teams in this region as PYW. Well, nope, they're just going to keep running at him. Tosses in. Oh my god, they toss JT right on top of Emo. Pushes him back for a moment. Everybody's getting thrown around here. Paulison is going to die, but with that Exorcism popped, will it be to go back to Roche? They're going to try and pressure with this. We'll see.
How much longer on the X, so not sure if they can walk into it just yet. Gonna steal the stacks though. So still do want to play aggressive, just not behind tier 2s.
Right.
So they know exactly where that Drow is gonna look to farm to catch back up. It's in the triangle area and they hit it hard. But yeah, still comfortable for XG. Right. Just like we said, don't dive to tier 2s.
Well, and for IG, you know, you only lose those two supports. Irving's still farming, is going to have that Midas brought out to here in just a second. Trying to get into a BKB for Kunkka, one of the best value items that you can get in a game like this. Still going to have a lot of issues, but maybe some type of salvation could be coming up here.
At least some survivability.
Yeah.
But his damage is going to be completely negligent. As Vessel, I think, is now done for DY. And yeah, that BKB is still kind of far away. This Vessel versus Doom versus Kunkka, it's going to be amazing. So IG, let's see what they can find here. Emo, Hurricane Pike is finished. See if they can find a target.
Dust doesn't have level 2 Ghost Ship yet, but still a lot of damage mitigation there, and we'll see if he can allow Emo to do that right-click damage that they need him to. JT standing up front and center. Is sitting alive with those Greaves for a moment, but the toss back needs to pop him here. He gets it off in time. Silence on to 4. JT still in trouble. They drop the Doom. JT does get brought down, and now the Doom onto CK. Okay, maybe a chance, but Paparazzi, he's standing up on the high ground, starts to turn, to fight, to punch, to get the hits. Paulison going to die. Can they bring down Dust after? Paparazzi still on the chase. Thinking about going into them here. Jumps to the high ground, finds him there for a moment, gets pushed to the low ground. Okay, Emo stays alive here too. They have an X marks the spot onto Phoenix. Maybe just trying to buy some more time for everybody to get out, but in the end, they take down the DP. It cost him 3.
Only just bring him down too. That's the crazy thing. He gets the siphons off, gets to what, a 4, maybe only got like 2 siphons off actually, but they get a 4-man silence and PYW. This is what happens when a Blink Tiny comes out at the 13-minute mark. What, he gets a 4-man avalanche, 2 back-to-back, it feels like. I think right here he also got a 4-man avalanche, yeah.
And that team fight presence that they have can really just rip IG to shreds if they go in too far. But they don't really have another option besides trying to fight, it feels like.
Yeah, I don't think they can look to play farm game. I think they'll just get outscaled heavily. But yeah, they have to commit so much to get a DP, and the tower still stands. Doom, long cooldown as well too, 70 seconds. Still gonna be for that.
9 to 20.
Exorcism is at the ready. Xtreme, looks like it's time for them to go to Rosh.
Right on into it. The rest of the team TPing to help be that backup that they need.
IG, are they aware of this? They're sending Pelosin in with the X. This is just for a D ward.
Ava, what? Can't get the toss back. So he lives through that one. Let's get a bottle charge for his troubles.
And the Rosh doesn't die the fastest. It's still only the level 1 ghosts. But can IG even fight in this area?
I mean, it's hard to think about running into there with Wukong's command available level 2. Another X play. And you can see the smiles on Pauluson's head.
Only a temporary smile, though, because Rosh,
Yeah,
they can't contest it. So it takes a little bit of time, but now they've got this protection for Paparazzi, so he can commit really hard into the fights. He's got BKB, goes for the disassemble play, and we'll go back for Echo Saber. Good steal. Pauluson will be able to get this avalanche.
so has that Philosopher's Stone and a good steal to try and hold for high ground. That kind of feels like it's going to be the only option for IG, is fight around the Doom timings. And actually, I didn't even realize Irving didn't go in for the Midas. He decided to finish off the Greaves.
Okay. I mean, he will still, still going to finish up that Midas. Okay, I'm just still looking at Dust. It's,
Yeah.
You know, support's still looking to probably surpass him.
Yeah, he's just hoping to find a couple of waves where he doesn't get ran at here.
Yeah, just so he can finish the BKB, but a lot of different things that are going to be just going right through the BKB, of course. The Exorcism, the Monkey King Wukong, Egg.
Yeah, he's going to need a couple other items on top of that at some point in AC, most likely, to try and survive. But
that's hopeful.
I mean, yeah, like the idea that that actually comes out is it's not a foregone conclusion by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, absolutely. There's XG smoking up with this fresh Aegis, a DD on Paparazzi also. IG has to just play literally hugging Emo and then hoping they can find some farm. As Emo,
good jump away. Emo gets some separation, throws out that Gus. He just doesn't have the damage. Doesn't have nearly the damage.
Egg on high ground.
And Emo tries to turn to hit it. They're not quite bringing it down. They do manage to get it. Okay.
Alrighty.
And force out that BKB from Paparazzi.
All right, they had the tombstone on high ground, so they had vision and some words too, so. All right, good preparation and just babysit Emo. That's the name of the game.
Good force staff by him to get out of harm's way. You can see the way and the path forward that they have to try and find these kills. We did see another Monkey King the other day that picked up the shard eventually. I feel like that could be kind of a cool option for Paparazzi to get on top of that Drow.
Yeah, it's just an item that you don't really want to purchase so much, especially on Monkey King, right? It's just a big commitment of gold. I mean, maybe he does though, because it is really, really good to get on Drow. But I'd still be shocked if he does go for it.
Maybe he just gets it on that next rush.
Yeah, maybe. I think that's probably what they're going to be playing for. You know, you can't really close the game at this point.
Yeah.
You just look to close off the map from them. From the side of IG is Dust. That was his BKB reveal as well.
Well, we have seen some games closed out at this point.
That is true. I think we've seen Emo GG out before this point.
Yeah.
But he's the one actually having a pretty good game, right? He's 3-2-4. He's been able to find a good amount of farm. Still a very uphill battle.
There are ways, though. There are ways to get back into it. And, you know, that rum buff oftentimes thought of as the biggest part of Kunkka's toolkit. He will be trying to get into the Aghanim Scepter after finishing off this BKB, so more control to allow Emo to do that damage. Hurricane's to the low ground. Irving in trouble, knows that Paparazzi's after him, gets the tree cut. And you can see how scared they are. Even under a tier 2 tower, not willing to turn and try and take that fight. His other team, the rest of his team was not showing up.
Not versus Aegis, because even if they do him, I mean, they try to kill him once, XG all in the area, he seemed pretty aware. Good dive this time from XG. And up tower, looks like they're going to try to bring it down without Exorcism. And even setting up for top, they see Emo. They have a deep ward as well on top of him still.
I feel like IG have to know that this rotation's coming, and then IG will back away. Although, will they be able to do it quick enough? They find quick vision there onto QIQX. Boundless.
Nice ghost.
Not going to get out in time. So, yeah, Xtreme wanting to take the fight with this Aegis.
They want to take every fight, feels like. Even take... Okay, cool. So Paparazzi's going just straight damage. We saw he got the Dagger of Rishtal at 15 minutes. And he also has now taken the Jingu Mastery talent on the Monkey King also. So all about just those right clicks. Doesn't care about having distance to close in on targets. He's got PYW with Blink Force. And yeah, I think these supports, they're going to be those big ones to watch, especially on XG. It's level 13 on DY, Shard Spirit Vessel.
has so much damage over time and sustain and heal for the rest of his squad.
And, you know, as much as we're talking about paparazzi, look at Ghost's net worth, too, right? He's got his Blink, he's got his BKB, he's got his Echo Saber and Armlet. So anyone he really finds, they're going to die almost instantly. If they ever do get on top of Emo and he's not able to, like, Hurricane Pike or Gust them off of himself, he's just getting evaporated.
And that's where that Blink BKB build becomes so devastating. Yeah. And you also think, as they're running right at him.
Oh, man.
He is on top of a ward. Oh, Emo.
Farewell.
It was nice while it was there, but Paparazzi, he takes that kill. And, well, more area of the map where he cannot afford to play Dota. And you know, you're talking about how big and strong the CK is with DY having that shard, having the Spirit Vessel. I don't think they can take him down. I don't think he dies again this game.
I don't think so. No, oh, QI, bye-bye. Just instantly dead.
It's too quick.
Yep.
BKB done for Doom. And like we said, Dust trying to get into that Aghanim Scepter. So some types of control for maybe these illusions, these heroes that don't have BKB yet for Xtreme Gaming. That kind of feels like it's going to need to be creating chaos in these fights and then getting a little bit lucky with where those torrents spawn.
Lucky will be the name of the game for IG, I think, for this one. Yeah. They have no way to initiate team fights. They have like the X kind of plays from Dust, but he doesn't want to show his face too much. No. They have no like Blink initiator. They have Force Staff on Polison and stuff like that, but he can't really act as the initiator. Doom, as you mentioned, going BKB, but doesn't have Blink Dagger, doesn't have Midas to be able to farm at that accelerated pace, and I don't think he's found a Centaur either, so it doesn't have that War Stomp either.
Right. He didn't have the Blink yet.
Yeah, exactly. So can't really initiate fights.
The Hurricane! Oh, that's their time. Hurricane into War Stomp.
How does he have both?
You know, don't worry about that. Okay, you're asking too many questions. Irving's going to do it. He's going to be the first one.
He'll get the Blink eventually.
Yeah, he has 2 slots.
Yeah.
Just get rid of the Toughness Aura.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Smoke XG, looking to just keep sweeping the map. Super strong.
More and more into the Waterworks build for the Kunkka.
So you have it done yet?
No.
Not quite yet. Okay. No, he's so poor.
He has just had the worst laning stage I think we've seen this entire DPC for any hero, I think.
Not his fault.
No, that's true. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Just it happened.
Yeah, it did happen. I mean, they knew, right? The last pick, this Kunkka, or this Monkey King, we haven't seen it. I feel like we haven't seen it since Thompson always did it, but it did feel like the perfect answer.
Paparazzi remembered.
He did. And now Paparazzi has a full Desolator.
Ooh.
So amping up his CK and DP as well as himself as they see Dust for a moment. Dust, be careful.
Yeah, he's going to head back in and try and X himself.
And a sneaky ward that XG was able to place earlier.
Yeah, Paulson just goes down. They show themselves for a little bit less than a second and do manage to get that kill on the Rubik. But next round of neutrals coming out now. Enchanted Quiver for the CK as JT will push out bottom. And that tiny little area of the map down there, that's the place where IG get to play.
Yeah. XG is, I love the way they're itemizing out too. Also, I think they're like, yep, Kunkka's not gonna have a game. Doom's probably not gonna have much of a game either. He's been struggling already, and now all we have to worry about is Drow. So kind of standard build, but AC next on Ghost, all just building items to be able to deal with any of that damage that's gonna come out from Drow Ranger. Even the Lotus Orb soon on PYW. So yeah, all about this plus armor versus the Drow Ranger.
It's a good way to play if you can make it happen. Could see that Kunkka swap in the Vambrace for his neutral item here in a second too, but for the moment at least, 10 to 25, a 9,000 gold lead, a DD spawns bottom, and a minute and a half until Roche.
Yeah, and then, I mean, maybe they actually do, I think maybe they will give that shard to Paparazzi, right? Like, you could argue, of course, for JT how valuable it is for the Death Prophet always, but...
Yeah.
And even for Ghost, like, CK shard is amazing, but yeah, about that gap close, really amazing. And yeah, Paparazzi, next item's queued up, Scotty. So again, just dealing with the BKBs, dealing with Drow Ranger if he's able to get to that point.
I don't know who it was that I saw, but there was a Monkey King that went for the Shard and then Arcane Blink too. And it was like, you Arcane Blink and immediately go. It was so cool.
It's also instant Wukongs, right?
Yeah.
So Yeah, I mean, eventually, I don't think the game's going to get to that point. I think XG either continue to just play map control and just limiting the space that IG can farm. So IG just, they have to still run as a unit. That's the issue, too, is they're getting further and further behind in gold, but also, if we pull up XP, you see these cores, it's 19 on CK, 17 on Monkey King.
I mean, they literally have not left from this high ground little, grove of trees area in the past, I don't know, 7 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, they just can't. They have to still look to play around this Roshan and XG. Look, they want to take this fight before that Rosh even spawns.
Do they have any wards to drop down first? It doesn't look like it.
Don't see one, no.
DY doesn't have any obs yet. Does have a bunch of sentries ready and waiting for somebody to show. They're like, somebody's going to come farm this. We know it's going to happen. And they're going to be met. Oh, Dust. Oh, jump in. Ava. Oh, double BKB. Do they go in for more? Okay, they immediately go in. The Doom is down, but Wukong is already out. And the heal for PYW.
He's still alive.
He's staying alive through all of it. Unreal. PYW lives. The Monkey King was never really in danger. And that is double BKBs, and he didn't even get a kill.
That's everything from IG, and now XG, they still have Exorcism running. It's a free Roshan. I really thought PYW was actually going to drop, but DY, beautiful play. The multiple sun rays that you're able to do like that, he does it perfectly.
They did about almost 6,000 damage in that fight, and I feel like maybe 3 of that was dealt to the Tiny, but all of that heal's coming from the Phoenix, that Sunray maxed out level. So strong.
These over-leveled and over-farmed supports, you're seeing the big effects that they're able to do inside these fights. They can't even get brought down.
Total healing. Very high for him. But you can see also, they make that move down bottom, so nowhere is safe. As soon as IG shows somewhere, they get out of there. But no, it is going to be Ghost taking the Aghanim Shard, which, can't hate it.
No, I mean, they're all so good. All 3 cores have amazing ones, so yeah, I can't blame it by any means.
Not a bad problem to have, if we're honest.
And now we're about to hit the broken talent, in my opinion, for CK, is when he hits his full potential, level 20. So Reality Rift pierces spell immunity. You're not safe even if you get these BKBs off on Dust or on Emo.
Not safe, and, well, he hasn't been for most of this one. They do find the Torrent, but he is getting healed back up. DY trying to keep him alive, but that's Aegis burnt. That's a good start to this one for IG. They don't have Doom for another 40 seconds, but with the Tombstone down, they have to back out, and that gets Kunkka's Aghanim Scepter. So IG find a good little burst, and it's again off the back of XG going a bit too far forward.
Yeah, XG playing a little over-aggressive, get punished for it. Still in a very comfortable position in this game.
He has, on Paparazzi, that enchanted quiver.
Cool.
So just more damage.
Big damage, yep. Yeah, Ghost is the issue, though, right? Paparazzi's been the issue, but Ghost is one that how do they bring him down? They have to get the Doom on him, it feels like, or on Paparazzi pre-ults. And, okay, an Illusion Rune now for Ghost as well, too.
That's pretty good.
Dream. Yeah, just too many targets. It's too many targets they have to prioritize to hit with their single Doom.
Well, and they are trying to get into an Aeon Disc for this Undying. There's a couple other items that might come out soon that could change things, but that AC being done on the CK means that even the damage that was coming out from Drow is going to be relatively insignificant, unless it is one of those moments where it's all 4 or 5 heroes from IG beating into one and, they just die.
Yeah, it's pretty much like if XG just makes these humongous mistakes.
Right.
Because supports, Paparazzi's done a couple of these overextensive plays, but he still only has 1 death.
Yeah.
So. And the supports are playing and covering each other perfectly as DY gets a ward on top of everyone.
Oh my god, he gets out. Irving just doesn't know where to go.
Ghost.
Oh, Irving, no. Not like this. He gets obliterated. IG running for the hills. Ghost still thinking about chasing, but won't overextend, so plays that one a little bit more safe as he's waiting for the creep wave.
They commit a lot just to kill. I thought the Ghost was going to just go for the next target because that Doom looked super dead, but he BKBs and even commits for the Doom as well. I think IG's actually lucky to get out with more heroes. Thought many more of them were going to get taken out from Ghost. As JT, he's like, guys, why are we farming? I'm down bottom, boys, but all right, let's go back to farm, whatever.
that is one thing to think about, right? Is that because they didn't get any kills and that Doom also wasn't used, maybe they can try and take a fight now with Doom back up.
Perhaps. There's still Exorcism available, JT.
Right.
They'll still have that.
Just Doom them, lol.
Yep, I mean, that's kind of what they have to do. He is going to be up soon, so it's always just the scare, though, right? He's just going to get healed. So someone has to address the Phoenix. It's like multiple things. It's so many different. It's so difficult for IG, but have to try to perhaps find some type of footing. But constantly having to just literally hug each other, play around Ancient. So this is all that Emo's been able to farm, it feels like, for 15 minutes or so.
DD there.
Oh, baby. And Ghost actually opts away from going for Heart. He wants a more explosive jump in. He's going for Overwhelming Blink.
Okay.
Sure, why not? It's the funner item.
Paparazzi, the one that takes that DD now.
Okay.
And he has Scotty.
Okay. All right.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, Wukong's has already been devastating. Now it's... I mean, these BKBs just won't help you at all on IG anymore. I mean, they have really anyway, but...
Right.
Now it's even more answers.
Dusk gets his shard done. Maybe can wait for these BKBs to wear off and push the monkey out of the Wukongs, but we're really reaching here. Much like XG is reaching to end this in a 2-0.
Wait, can we get... Man, the heat map of IG literally must just be in the Ancients for 15 minutes or so. They just cannot move from the side.
They're stuck in here.
Yep, and now, are they going to smoke? XG's thinking about it. They want to try to get the long wrap. Yeah, look at this line they're drawing. They're like, all right, we don't want to walk up this angle, so we're going to walk up and go all the way behind them. We have the tier 2 taken.
And IG's like, all right, let's get the hell out of here, guys.
Yeah, IG's like, okay, now we're going to
wait a minute.
And we're going to hope that someone's bottom, but nobody's down there.
So the question is, what happens when they both realize that the other team's gone? Yeah, that's their heat map.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense, right? They're pretty much stuck inside the triangle.
So do IG TP home? Do XG go cross map?
Might just hit a big team fight in the midst of everywhere, and IG has to pretty much take this fight literally perfectly. Targets have to be perfect, and then I still don't see a way for them to take out the CK and the Monkey King. And the DP, honestly. They're all so tanky. They can maybe take out 1 or 2 of them, but the third one will probably wipe them.
Ghost, does he show here now? They
Emo does.
See the marksmanship, the multi-shots going out there. And IG gonna again play around their ward. This time, though, it's not a ward up on the high ground. And they can't really go back to their high ground, right? Like, now they've taken it over on Xtreme.
Yeah, Xtreme actually ends up winning that like smoke movement just to get positioning as... There's an Invis rune. There's a sentry though. PYW
needs to be wary about this one.
The lift.
It's the pullback. Avalanche throw. Okay, Paulison. Actually, PYW gets out of harm's way.
Who popped what?
I can't believe that he's that tanky on that tiny.
Yeah. It is a Wukong's expended for a ghost ship, but same cooldowns. So I think XG doesn't really mind that too much. And IG just trying to get some type of catch. They just can't. Too many ways to protect each other on the side of XG. And now they might just force high ground. They have Exorcism, they have Blink on JT, and it's double catapult wave.
Radiant's top tower is
Make the move. Or are they going to wait for somebody to show and then try and kill him? PYW shows there on the wave, so...
Oh, Dust. Dust shows his face.
That's the X.
Okay.
But that also means that
they can
he
just
can't
pop
be there.
Yeah, they can just pop X and go in now.
Okay, that works.
Force a glyph.
And stand high ground? Maybe?
JT's going to be the one to walk up.
Paulison. I don't know if he casts another spell after Exo.
I was about to say the same thing.
Irving goes in, hits an illusion, gets tossed back, in trouble, and going to get dropped. That's the buyback after. JT pops his BKB.
Dang.
The waterworks are starting, but they are not doing nearly enough damage. Egg is living, heal is there. They pop their second glyph, and DY gonna get X'd. Does they have enough to bring down this Phoenix? It looks like it.
Yeah, he'll ditch him.
But that is both glyphs used.
And a buyback coming out from Irving. Nice little lift play there, of course, coming from Paulison as well, and now smoking. So they're like, okay, a lot of things were expended. Let's see if we can get some type of catch out of it.
They didn't use Doom.
They did not.
Avalanche on the Rubik. This is pretty good for IG, and if you're Xtreme, need to be wary. It's still a hard fight.
It's a desperate play, really. IG has to find pretty much anything, otherwise game just continues to go super favorite XG.
And they do find one. So PYW, he's going to drop. And Roche, oh man, if that would have been an instant spawn, that could have been a moment. But It is going to be a 35-second. So there is a window here where they won't have the Tiny and might have to force a buyback, but I don't even know if they can hold on to this area.
I don't think they kill it fast enough. And I think that, you know, the thing is the 2 supports died, right? The 3 cores are still up and unbelievably powerful, so I don't think they can actually try to commit into Roche. Still going to play around this ward and still have Doom. See if they can get anybody. Any of the big targets, that is. Because as we've seen, 2 cores still. They have 4, 1, and 8 on Ghost, 7, 1, and 12 on Paparazzi. It's just JT who's died a couple times, but it's mostly just been the supports who almost get caught.
I feel like IG have to go for this Roche, though. Like, I
think they have to on it. Yeah, I think you might be right.
Like, there's no way that you're going to be able to get a normal fight out of this. So, yeah, they're going to start popping it right away. And this, if they can get it, is nice. It would have been better with the Aghanim Scepter, but Refresher is something at least.
Okay, I mean, it looks like they actually are going to be able to just commit into it. XG is a bit too scared without the Tiny. Okay.
They drop everything. Now, if you're Xtreme, you might think that they used everything for that one. Do they want to go now together?
I thought they were honestly going to go in to fight there on the side of XG with the 3 cores, but playing it careful still. Knowing that they have this huge lead, probably not caring too much about Aegis anyway.
So, the Refresher Shard on the Doom.
Okay.
And you know what's interesting? I just realized too, for a little while there, Doom had even the gloves of haste in his inventory, an extra one. I was wondering if he was using that to try and like kill the egg faster or something.
He wanted to go Midas, right, and then just like opted away from it. Now he sells it and just picks up a Wraith Vent for some armor. How's his mana pool looking too? He does have enough. Okay.
With Greaves, yeah.
Yep.
That'll be enough of it at least. One obviously was Refresher Shard different, but 40 minutes in, and some life found for IG. And the other thing, to be fair, is that like they've kind of gone through what felt like the worst of it for a little while, and they've been able to come out the other side of it. Obviously, XG still scale incredibly well, and they have all of their heroes scaling, and the CK is like the indomitable snowman. But it still has been at least being able to hold on. And then the question is going to be, can they do it again when the full fight happens?
Yeah, when XG full commits, right?
Yeah.
Are they actually going to be able to take any of these real big fights?
And the fights are now maybe going to be a little bit better because some of those BKB charges have worn down a little bit. We're at 6 seconds on Monkey, 7 on the CK, 8 on DP. And that's where your Kunkka can start to make some stuff happen with a little bit of luck on those torrents and the Torrent Storm.
Yeah, the formula is still incredibly difficult because they have to like catch somebody in the front line while also disabling the Phoenix somehow or getting like a gust. But yeah, it's just it's not easy. There's now more items being picked up also for XG, and they have so many items to cover each other too, right? Like they have the Lotus Orb in case DY does get gusted. It's almost level 18 on Phoenix. So yeah, these 2 supports do feel like they scale just much harder than the 2 supports that they're up against, and yeah, their 3 cores just they don't really care about BKBs. That's the big thing too, right?
Yeah.
XG, it's like sure IG has these triple BKBs, but their heroes just get decimated if they walk into a Wukong's, if they get reality rifted from CK. Same thing for Exorcism, and even Supernova. So XG just still has so many different answers. And looking at the waves right now, mid and bottom pushing in, nobody on IG showing. XG's like, all right, they're smoking out.
Yeah, they know what's happening.
They've got the read.
But this does allow IG to move out across the map and try and get some vision down, maybe get a little bit of farm for themselves too. They're wanting to get that next set of neutrals. 3 of them still missing on the side of IG. So we'll get a little bit of time for themselves here at least.
Yeah, they got to do anything to at least try to get outside of the base.
Retake their outpost. Almost level 20 on the Kunkka for the extra Torrent AoE. Anything else really that they have coming up soon? They just don't really look like it.
I mean, these small gains, but it's still immense damage issues, right? It's Emo has to somehow survive so long that he's able to kill off everybody, but everybody else is just, they don't really do much damage whatsoever because of how, you know, slowed down game for Dust has been. Even though he's only died twice, the laning phase has just kind of said everything.
It was way too rough.
Yeah. So let's see how these next fights end up happening.
Well, XG, move on in. That is a refresher for the Monkey King.
They have the double Doom, so I mean, Irving could make some crazy stuff. If he finds the ideal targets, then maybe there's like that small chance for them, but still a very uphill.
Dust goes in with no X on him. Willing to walk into this one. And, I mean, the target being forward and having the cheese is at least something, but they're waiting out this Aegis. 45 seconds left.
XG just playing it careful.
And IG, they drop that gem before they're ready to head up onto the high ground here.
Okay, let's see. It's an Aeon Disc on the Undying, but there's a Nullifier finished up on CK. So it's not going to protect you.
Drop a ward down.
Paulson.
Paulson with the lift, but it immediately turns in the stun onto Doom. Irving, though, he pops one Doom. Does he have anything else? No. He ends up getting caught himself, and now UIQXDY is there. They weren't able to bring it down. Second round with that refresher. Paparazzi way too strong. They are coming back to life on that Drow, and, well, a lot of buybacks, too. Emo in a little bit of trouble as they try and run him down here, but can they get a turn? Ava toss, PYW finds the finish, no buyback there, and, well, that's going to be GG. A 2-0 for Xtreme. It took a little while, but the end, it was the one that we were expecting.
Yeah, it was inevitable. When the full fight does kick off, the egg had one hit left on it, explodes, hits on everybody. Probably weren't going to win the fight anyway, because we saw the 3 cores just able to stand their ground. Wukong's was already casted, Exorcism was already casted, and a beautiful...